Consistency is one of the most powerful tools that you have as a parent. It's one of the 5 C's to amazing parenting. And here's why. Small shifts in how consistently you show up create massive, meaningful results in your child's behavior and your family dynamics. Think about your typical day right now. Morning chaos, bedtime battles, the same power struggles on repeat. You enforce a boundary today and then let it slide tomorrow. Bedtime is at 8 p.m. on Monday and 9:30 p.m. on Friday. Cleanup happens sometimes, but not others. And your kids, they're confused, testing constantly and showing you their worst behavior because they never know what to expect. But when you bring consistency into just 5 key areas of your parenting, everything changes. Kids stop testing because they know the boundaries. Mornings flow smoothly because everyone knows the routine. Bedtime becomes peaceful because it's predictable. And you get to be the calm, confident parent you always wanted to be. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 days of small shifts that you can take to bring consistency into your home. Each day focuses on one pillar, one manageable change that builds on the day before. Now, by the end of the week, you'll have transformed your family dynamics without overwhelming yourself trying to fix everything at once. If you're ready to join me on this 5-day consistency challenge for better behavior, improved family dynamics, and frankly, a more enjoyable parenting experience, let's dive in. Day 1, the foundation, unconditional positive regard. If you followed my work, then you know this is where everything begins. Before we dive into the tactical strategies, we need to establish the foundation that makes everything else work. Unconditional positive regard. This is a concept developed by psychologist Carl Rogers, and it means that your child always knows you love, respect, and believe in them even when you're correcting their behavior. You're unhappy with the behavior, never disappointed with your child, because the main goal right now for your child is learning, and that's a trial and error process. Here's the phrase that changes everything. Connection leads to cooperation. Before you can effectively guide behavior, you must have a strong connection. When we lead with warmth, patience, and understanding of developmental stages, our corrections actually land. Here's how this looks in practice across different ages. Age 1 to 2, when your toddler throws food, instead of yelling, get on eye level. Food stays on the table. I love you, and I'm here to help you learn. Age 3 to 4, your preschooler hits their siblings. Stay calm. I know you're frustrated, but we don't hit. Let's talk about what happened. Age 5 to 6, your kindergartner lies about homework. Respond with curiosity. I'm confused because I saw something different. Let's talk about what's going on. Age 7 to 10, your child talks back disrespectfully. Breathe first. That tone doesn't work for me. I respect you and I need the same. Let's start over. A mom in the Amazing Parents Club was struggling with her 4-year-old's hitting. Every time he hit his sister, she'd yell, "Stop it, that's bad," and send him to timeout. And the hitting continued because he felt shamed and disconnected. We shifted to, I know you're frustrated, but we don't hit. Let's talk about what happened. Within a week, the hitting decreased dramatically, not because the consequence changed, but because the connection strengthened first. This foundation of unconditional positive regard is what makes the other consistency strategies actually work. Without it, you're just enforcing rules without a relationship. Your day 1 action this week. Focus entirely on your language and tone when correcting behavior. Before you correct, take 1 breath and remind yourself, I love my child. This isn't about the behavior, not their worth. Practice phrases like, I can see you're having a hard time, instead of, why are you just being so difficult? Just this shift in how you speak to your child sets the foundation for everything else this week. And speaking of this week, I've created a free consistency challenge guide that includes worksheets, age-specific examples, and bonus video resources for each of these 5 pillars. It's the perfect companion to help you implement each day's action step. You can grab your free guide at drlindsayemmerson.com/consistency and keep it digital so you can click through to those bonus video links. Now, day 2, daily rhythms, your quick win strategy. Now, let's talk about one of the fastest ways to reduce daily battles. Consistent daily rhythms. This isn't about rigid schedules. It's about creating a predictable flow to your day that helps your child's nervous system relax. Children are navigating a world filled with constant new learning experiences. When they can predict what's coming next, their brains can actually relax. This is consistency in action. The predictable flow of your day creates security. So here's what daily rhythms actually look like. Wake, breakfast, play, snack, quiet time, lunch, outdoor play, rest, dinner, bath, bed. Kids thrive when they know what generally comes next. Obviously, there will be variations, but when you can standardize key portions of the day, your child's behavior benefits enormously. The crucial piece that most parents miss is the ebb and the flow. You cannot stack stimulating or demanding activities back to back. High energy activity, then calm activity, then high energy activity, then calm activity. So for example, park time, high, quiet reading, low, dance party, high, puzzle time, low. Think about stressful activities like car rides, grocery shopping, and cleanup. If they're stacked one on top of another, it's too much, and your child will melt down. But spread them out throughout the day with free play or outdoor time between, and your child shows you their best behavior. Key consistent routines to establish are the consistent morning routine, consistent cleanup rhythm, and consistent bedtime routine. So for the consistent morning routine, wake, diaper or potty, breakfast, get dressed, brush teeth, same order for predictability. Consistent cleanup rhythm, always tidy before transitioning to the next activity. Or maybe in your family, you prefer to tidy 3 times a day right before meals. It doesn't matter which strategy you choose, just consistently apply it. Consistent after-school routines, snack, outdoor play, homework, screen time. They'll resist less when they know what's expected. One mom was battling screaming during cleanup every single day. We looked at her routine and we realized that cleanup was always happening when her daughter was tired. We moved cleanup to before snack time when she still had energy and motivation, and used a cleanup song and broke it into smaller chunks. Within 3 days, the screaming stopped. That's the power of working with your child's biology instead of against it. Now, your day 2 action plan this week. Map out your current daily flow. Write down what you're actually doing with your child from wake up to bedtime, and then identify where you're stacking too many high energy or stressful activities. Choose one routine to make consistent. Start with mornings or cleanup or after school, and commit to the same sequence every day for the rest of the week. That's it, just one predictable routine. You can add more in the future. Now for day 3, consistent sleep. This is a game changer. Sleep affects everything: behavior, emotion regulation, learning, physical health. When kids feel well rested, parenting gets easier. When they're sleep deprived, even small challenges feel impossible. This is where consistency becomes absolutely crucial. There are 2 pillars of consistent sleep. First, early consistent bedtimes. And here's what surprises most parents. Young kids need to go to bed early. Ages 5 and under, we're talking 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Ages 6 to 11, 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. Teens, 9 to 11. Now, the earlier in those ranges, the better, but leave some room in there for individual variation. Now, consistency matters even more than the exact time. Aim for exactly the set bedtime, or within 10 to 15 minutes of that each night. It can be a little earlier, it can be a little later, but try to keep it ideally within 15 minutes of the set bedtime. This consistent bedtime creates the circadian rhythm that helps their body know when to sleep. Now, second, calming, consistent bedtime routines. Same sequence every night, signals sleep. So for example, bath, pajamas, brush teeth, 2 books, sing a song, cuddle, lights out. The specific elements don't matter as much as the consistent sequence. 20 to 45 minutes in total, same routine every single night. I recently worked with a mom whose 4-year-old was going to bed at 9:30, over 2 hours later than ideal. She was resistant. She said, but she's not even tired at 7:30. And so I explained that overtired kids actually fight sleep more. She committed to trying an earlier consistent bedtime for 1 week. And within 3 nights, bedtime battles disappeared. Her child woke up happier, had better behavior during the day. And here's the bonus. She and her partner got 2 hours more alone time together each night. So she said it transformed their marriage and their parenting. Now, that's what happens when you work with your child's biology through consistent sleep instead of against it. Your day 3 action plan this week. Tonight, implement consistent sleep. Pick a bedtime within those ranges and stick to it for the rest of the week. Create a simple bedtime routine. Same steps, same order, and follow it every single night. No exception. Even if you only apply this one change this week, it will ripple through every other part of your day because well-rested kids are cooperative kids. Now, if you need a reminder of those times or you want a worksheet to help you plan out your bedtime routine, you can download that free guide at drlindsayemmerson.com/consistency. Okay, day 4, clear expectations through family values. Now, you can't ignore hitting behavior today and make it a major infraction tomorrow. Kids need to know what the rules are and that those rules stay the same. This is where the family mantra strategy becomes incredibly powerful. Most parents have values but haven't articulated them clearly. When you define and consistently discuss your values, kids internalize them. So choose 5 terms that represent your core family values. So for example, kind, brave, honest, helpful, respectful, or love, learn, listen, laugh, lead. You choose. 5 works perfectly because kids can count them on their fingers and you can give them a high five after reciting them together, which you'll do every day. Once you choose your family mantra, this becomes a daily routine. Now, here's how to use your family mantra. Before challenging situation, do a sort of pre-game huddle. If you're going into a store, you might say, what's our family mantra? Kind, brave, honest, helpful, respectful. Let's show it. Before a play date, quick mantra reminder. When you're correcting a behavior, in this family, we're helpful. Cleaning up is one way that we help each other. You might point to your finger, whichever one is helpful in your mantra. Or remember that our family is honest. Try that again. This keeps feedback positive and connected to identity rather than shame. The key is consistency. Reference these values the same way every single time. The expectations don't change based on your mood or how tired you are or where you are. If gentle hands is the rule, then it's the rule at home, at grandma's house, at the park, everywhere. Predictable boundaries equal secure kids. A mom was feeling trapped between authoritarian because I said so parenting and being too permissive with no boundaries. We identified her family's core values and built a plan for consistent, loving enforcement. Now, within 2 weeks, her power struggles decreased dramatically. Her kids actually seemed happier because they knew what to expect through that consistency. She learned that being a loving authority figure, warm and boundaries, is what amazing parenting looks like. Now, your day 4 action plan this week. Today, create your family mantra. Sit down with your partner or by yourself or with the whole family and choose 5 core family values. Write them down, then start using them. Before you leave the house today, do the pre-game huddle. When you correct behavior, reference the values. Post them somewhere visible. Make them part of your family's vocabulary starting today. Day 5, consistent consequences that teach. Here's where everything comes together. Consistent consequences. This is where parents struggle most. How to enforce boundaries without being too harsh or too permissive. Here's the truth. Consequences aren't harsh punishments or revenge. They're teaching opportunities designed to decrease unwanted behavior and increase cooperation, delivered with calm, clear, and caring energy. The crucial distinction here, consistently enforced, not constantly enforced. You don't need to correct every single behavior. Use the 80-20 rule. 80% of your interactions should be neutral or positive in nature. Children need mostly positive experiences with you. If every interaction is a correction, then they tune you out and start to resent you. Pick your battles. What matters most in your family? So it might be safety issues, non-negotiable 100% of the time. Respect issues, consistently addressed, hitting, name-calling, destructive behavior. Manners and social skills, talk consistently but with grace for learning. Preferences, let these go. Mismatched socks, not worth the battle. Here's what makes consequences actually work. Consistency. A consequence that's enforced once doesn't teach. A consequence enforced 60% of the time creates confusion and testing. A consequence that's enforced 100% of the time creates security and behavior change. Now, let's talk about the types of consequences that work. There are natural consequences. They don't wear a coat, then they get cold. You can do this within safety limits. Logical consequences. They break the toy, they lose access to it. Teaching consequences. They hit, then they have to practice gentle touch before moving on. And time to calm down. not a punishment or a strict timeout, but a chance to regulate emotions. So here's some real examples. Age 1 to 2, they throw that food every time you say food stays on the table and remove the food. Same words, same response. Within a week, throwing decreases. Age 3 to 4, they hit their sibling every time. Stop the behavior, validate the feeling, teach an alternative, practice gentle touch, and consistently respond to that behavior, which will equal learning. Age 5 to 6, they don't clean up after being asked every time. They lose access to those toys for 24 hours. When you show me you can clean up, then you can have them back. Follow through every time. Age 7 to 10, they're rude to you every time. That tone doesn't work. I'll wait while you try again with a respectful voice. Stand there calmly. Consistency teaches the boundary. When you pick your battles wisely and you follow through consistently every single time, your child learns the boundaries. The testing decreases because they trust that you mean what you say. Your day 5 action this week. Today, pick one boundary that really matters to your family, something that you're going to enforce consistently for the rest of this week. Maybe it's gentle hands, or clean up after being asked, or a respectful tone. Just one. Starting today, enforce it calmly and lovingly every single time. No exceptions. Watch what happens over the next few days when you're truly consistent with just this one boundary. Now, you're not failing because your child doesn't listen. Your mornings are chaotic or bedtime is a battle. You've just been missing the power of consistency, and now you have a clear week-long action plan to build it. These 5 pillars work together as a complete system. Day 1, unconditional positive regard as your foundation. Day 2, daily rhythms to work with your child's biology. Day 3, consistent sleep that sets everyone up for success. Day 4, clear expectations through family values. Day 5, consistent consequences that teach boundaries with love. This is how you move from chaos to calm, not through perfection, but through consistency. One meaningful change each day. When your child knows what to expect from your love, from your daily flow, from bedtime, from the rules, and from your follow through, then they can relax. The testing decreases, cooperation increases, and you get to be the calm, confident parent that you've always wanted to be. Imagine mornings where everybody knows the routine and flows through it cooperatively. Bedtime that's peaceful because it's predictable. Days where you can state expectations once and kids comply because they know that you mean it. A home where boundaries are clear, love is constant, and everyone feels secure. You deserve that. Your child deserves that. And you have everything you need to create it starting today, one day at a time, through the power of consistency. Now, if you're ready to dive in deeper into the complete framework and learn all the nuanced strategies that make consistency actually work in real life, make sure that you grab that free consistency challenge guide at drlindsayemmerson.com/consistency. It includes worksheets for each day, age-specific examples that will help you to implement everything that we've talked about today. And keep it digital because it also has those bonus resources, links to videos that will help to extend your learning. And if you want ongoing support, live coaching, and the complete 5 C's parenting framework that goes way beyond just consistency, I'd love to have you in the Amazing Parents Club, where parents are transforming their family dynamics together. Find the link in the description below and keep up the good work on your amazing parenting journey.